What time is it? Game time.
Welcome back to Sports Today. I got to get it straight. Game time, baby. Game time. The new time over here. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. We got oyster specials. $1 Gulf oysters on the half shell. $1.50 char grill. 2-for-1 drafts. I mean, all kinds of notables here. Rohan Davey. What's up, Ro?
Oh, man. Just happy to be back on the air, baby.
What do you think, man? Everybody, how many people ask you if we're going to play football this fall, huh? Huh?
Everywhere. I mean, hell, I got the same question, Arlen, you know?
Yes, I think so.
You know, from all the things you've been seeing going on, and for me, you have to start at the top, and that is the NFL. So for all the things you've been seeing going on there, trickling down to the college and, you know, to where my heart is high school football right now because of my son. So
entering his senior year, huh?
Correct.
God, you guys got to be stressing, huh?
Oh, man, trust me. It's, you know, it's one of the things that you try to just deal with as it comes. But, you know, the closer it gets, and, you know, I went to a meeting and they was, you know, we're going to put the meeting off until July. And we're going to make a decision in the middle of July. Well, you know, man, it's just for these kids that are training hard, the seniors that are training hard and you know, hoping for a season. It's tough.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's tough, man. And, I mean, what you can do, you just hope that some way, some harm, they come up with a way to get them on the field, whether it's just district games, whether it's just, you know, just for the seniors especially, and honestly, your up-and-coming juniors, because they'll be in the same position.
And then Cleo Fields got to throw his 2 cents in there, huh? I mean, y'all didn't have him over for dinner for this week, I don't think, at the Davey house. I mean, why would you do something, man? I mean, Hanny had a good line. He at least Cleo accomplished one thing. He got the private and public schools to agree on something. So, I mean, it's we talked about that the other day. That's so premature, where things are changing so much in a demographic. Yes, there's some high school kids that have tested, a few that tested positive, but they don't even have a runny nose for the most part, you know. And it's stress, man. You try and teach your kids, don't worry about the things you can't control. You try and tell anybody that, but my goodness, it's stressful.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, no doubt about it. You know, the thing is, it's something unprecedented for everybody, right?
Right.
So the people that's making the decision at the top, whether we open, whether we play, what we do, I understand their dilemma and what they're going through in their head because they're thinking about the masses, and I understand that wholeheartedly. But for me, it ain't thinking about the masses. It's thinking about, you know, my son and the other seniors across the country. And honestly, it's trying to come up with some ways to, if this doesn't go the way that they want to, for us as coaches, as people in the community that cares, like, you know, train these kids, is trying to come up with a way to salvage something for them. Now, whether it's a 7-on-7 tournament, where you can't have parents or whatever it may be, but, man, it has to be something to try to showcase these guys and try to help them. Because what it does, Jay, it's not just – right now, it hurts these guys going forward for their future, you know, because if you don't get seen now or that lose that opportunity and something happens, you know, mentally, physically, whatever it may be going forward, and now you don't get that opportunity, I look at it as a big step in your life and a change in the guards in your life, because now this gets taken away from you and your chances of going on to obtain a scholarship or whatever it may have been. Now that's taken away, so to speak, in a way. If you don't have the recognition going into it that these kids were hoping to have going into their senior year.
Well, Cleo's remarks also got a lot of people start to provide their case why they need to play. Talking about those kids in high school are some of the most ones to be subject to long-term kind of being off, because in your formulative years you need structure, you need, you know, discipline and things like that. You talk about how there's just a lot of things that they're talking about, you know, just what good can come out of it besides winning a ring, winning a championship, or getting a scholarship. But
well, I look at it bigger than that. I look at it bigger than not the scholarship part. The ring part and all that is fine. It's the kids not being home. It's the kids not trying to figure out something else on their own. Like you say, that structure that's already in place for that. These coaches put in place. So for me, it's that kid not doing something where he's now in the streets, or he's now doing something adverse that's not positive to his environment or positive for him stepping tone to where he wants to go with his future. So it could be very detrimental, not just because I don't get a scholarship or because I don't play football. It's detrimental because I could be doing something else that gets me in another harm's way, and I'm not. Now my future going forward, that's gone, and I'm fighting another battle.
And they're trying to figure out if they're going to get to school and things like that. So, but anyway, it's what do you what was your reaction to the big news today? Big Ten announces they're going to play only conference games today.
That.
They play 9 as opposed to 8 in the SEC. The SEC is, some people think it puts some pressure on them to follow suit. SEC is always SEC's in a different level than all of the other Power 5 conferences. We know that. Now, if you can't have but 5,000, 10,000, or nobody in the stands, it doesn't make any sense to play that rent-a-win. We're going to pay them the same. We're going to write them the same check and not get any.
You can't do it now because losing money even now you can't do it.
No.
So you can't do it. It's going to be interesting, man. I understand trying to salvage with having some fans in the stands. I know the Dolphins proposed something like that for the league.
Yes.
How they were going to, you're going to certain tickets. You're going to come in at a certain time, leave at a certain time, get in seat and all that. And I always thought that a stadium, especially a football stadium, without fans isn't the same. It's like I don't care who you're playing. It's similar to when we have and it's not even comparable to when we have the scrimmage, the spring game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not even comparable to that, and that to me is okay. So not to have them in the fan. I always thought that. Even if you got 10,000 people in the stadium, to me, as a player and playing, I'm not talking about safety reasons. I'm just talking for a player in the atmosphere. It's better to me than having Tiger Stadium just totally empty.
Roscoe?
I just think that, the thing with the Big Ten, they come out, they say, okay, we're only going to play 10 games. In my opinion, I think that what they're doing, they think we're not going to play. I think they think they're already not going to play, so they can come out and say – it's easy to come out and say, we were only going to play conference games. When you think that – so when the end, you can say, well, we had a plan, but we couldn't play. I think it's premature. I think it's an overreaction on the part of the Big Ten to come out right now and say, hey, we're not playing any non-conference games. To me, and again, it just goes back to what you're thinking, what part of the country you are in – versus where we are, and the SEC sitting back and saying, we're just going to let this thing play out because, back to what you're also saying, the NFL's going to play. The NFL's playing. They are playing, and they're going to have fans in the stands.
Take a time out live.